pumped for almost all of the second half and found a way to win. Just incredible. We're going to go back to Suncorp Stadium soon. Try to have a chat to a couple of the heroes from the game. But firstly, please welcome Fletch and Heidi. And a big welcome to a bloke who another outstanding season with the Raiders, superstar Hudson Young. Hudson, your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, that was crazy, mate. I thought for all money, Penrith, especially that start of that second half, we're going to run away with it, and full credit to Brisbane hanging in there, and yeah, what a win.
Well, I mean, what defined the game, boys, is the Broncos' online defence. In that second half,
yeah,
Penrith just looked like they were going to put them away. Set after set, they just hung in there. And
well, they had five or six sets, but even probably the first half too, Matty. Like the amount of work the Broncos had to get through, and considering the scoreline, honestly, we were sitting out the back thinking, well, this should be a 20-0 scoreline.
Yeah.
You know, I know we're in at half-time, it's 14-0, but the amount of work their big guys had to get through, it obviously gas Payne Haas at the start. Like he was a different player in the second half when possession evened up. But yeah, credit to the Broncos defence. They stuck it out, and
I love that. And that's old school.
It sort of turned the game then. I reckon the Broncos got more out of that. They were really motivated, and I thought Benny Hunt and Hooker in the second half especially. Yeah. We saw in the first half he was blowing up at a few players because he's got the big game experience. But him and Hooker, I really thought that he was the difference.
And we're going to try to have a yarn to Reno. I'm curious about this because Reece just wasn't hitting them sweet, and obviously he wasn't taking the kicks Adam Reynolds because of his hamstring. But at the end there, that last important kick, and he
which was on Reece's good side.
Yeah,
it's on Reece's good side.
It's on Reece's good side.
So yeah, Reno.
Now that could be one of those moments which defines Renault's time at the Broncos.
Ballsy,
big time.
Well, wasn't it? Because it was at the end of the game. It was the match winner. This is at the death here. Would you have taken the shot here, Edwards? Would you have tried to keep the ball alive? It's one of those crystal ball sort of stuff. That one, isn't it?
That's amazing.
Yeah, so good.
This is. I mean, we've seen some incredible final series in our time in rugby league, but. Yeah, Hudson, some of the games, I mean, we're going to talk a little bit later, unfortunately, the one that you lost to the Broncos was one of the greatest games of football I've seen. Yeah, well, the most eventful, 100 minutes, and that one, I mean, that game was just remarkable as well. As I said before, we're going to go back to Suncorp Stadium as soon as we got one of the players, which will be shortly, but Reece Walsh, boys, like, he's the guy that sort of... A lot of the spotlight was on. He brings a bit of the swagger.
Yeah, there was a lot of...
He was on his game early.
Yeah, he was. There was a lot of talk having Adam Reynolds back in the side as well. What was that going to do to his game? But no, I thought he did what he's been doing majority of the year, and he tried a few of those plays. He 40-20, just missed a 40-20 again, but he was thereabouts. He was potent. He obviously sets up that last try. So I thought he had a great game.
He did. Hudson, what are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I think any time that Reece plays well is when he's tough out of his own end. I thought his carries out of his own end were really tough, and he made some important tackles.
Geez, that was a big play too. Getting out of that in goal.
He didn't headbutt anyone today either.
No headbutts.
I thought that was toilet water. Well, I thought in the first half he got away with that intercept from Casey McLean, and he dropped the ball early on. But usually, I don't think anything worries him. No. Like he makes a couple of errors. We've seen players in the past that they sort of go a bit quiet, but not Reece. He just keeps... He's the gunslinger of this team, and he's great to watch.
Yeah.
Ooh, that could have been costly.
Some sort of game. Xavier Willis, we just saw him score that vital try. Mate, 2 minutes earlier, like we were sitting there back at the Hudson and went behind it, and you could see he was gone.
He was gone. He was
absolutely gone. And you could see he was trying to send the message to Madge, come on, get me off. I've got nothing.
Because they pretty much threw him the ball and he walked it towards the defensive line. But he was gassed. There was no tying in. There was nothing. But again, hasn't played much first grade. Came off, had a great game.
Boys, we're going to get to Suncorp Stadium. We're going to talk to that man, Adam Reynolds. Reno, it's Matty here, mate. I'll tell you what. Congratulations. Now, you weren't kicking originally. Originally, Reece was taking the kicks. Was that because of your hamstring? Protect the hammy?
Yeah, it was a little bit tight there, so I just didn't want to overdo it. Felt fine running around and general play kicking, but I just thought the goal kicks, Reece has been hitting sweet the last couple of weeks, and after he missed that one, I don't think he wanted the one after, so I was more than happy to put my hand up and have a crack.
All right, Reno, what goes through your mind? Like, what's your process you go through when you put the ball on the mound and you're going to knock that over?
Yeah, firstly, when we score the try, just to clear the mind, celebrate, take the emotion out of it. and then just go through my process. It's something I've done whether and it's just belief. I think you just need to make sure you believe it, and then be confident with the strike. Once it was off the boot, it felt nice.
Yeah. I tell you.
Sorry, Reno, it's Fletch here, mate. This grand final, this will be your third. What is it about this one? Does it feel a little bit different?
Fourth, mate.
Fourth, sorry.
Seems you've done the research.
Sorry,
No, I love this time of the year. It's what every player wants to be a part of, and look, so grateful to be in it with another opportunity with this bunch of boys. We've worked extremely hard throughout the pre-season. You know, the belief Matt has got in the group is amazing, and job's not done yet. Obviously, one to go, and Melbourne Storm are a hell of a team, so it's going to be a great challenge for us to go down in Sydney.
Reno, mate, Tiny, congratulations on a great win. Your halves partner, Benny Hunt, I thought he was outstanding today. Looked a little bit frustrated at times. Was there any time in probably that first half where there was a little bit of lack of communication? Because you could see he was just a little bit shitty at times.
Yeah, it was a little bit of rust. Obviously, they're a team that like to get up and frustrate you, so it was just about getting back to basics. I thought we had a couple of opportunities in that first half, and we sort of just dropped it on play one or got taken in the touch. So we knew we needed to build pressure, and when we got an opportunity, we were good enough to score points.
Hey, Reno, good on you, mate. Congratulations. Good luck for next week, brother, and well done. You nailed it at the big moment. You got it, brother. There you go, Adam Reynolds. And look, our finals performer brought to you by Red Rooster is Adam Reynolds. And we don't give him that because we're saying he's the best player in the field, but he nailed the most important moment. He got him home.
Yeah, so he's been out for 6 weeks, and coming in, they've been undefeated when he's gone in, so there's a lot of pressure on him. I thought in the first half, pretty much no Brisbane player was sort of on their game. I thought they looked a bit nervous, but in the second half there, as you said, Matty, he stood up, took that kick, and it feels like he wanted that. He wanted that moment.
The enormity of the win. When you go back and look at the highlights, you forget how dominant Hudson, Penrith were in the first half. Like, as far as their yardage game, they were riding rush shot over the Broncos. Like Brisbane, the only time Brisbane get any type of field position is when they were lucky enough to get a penalty. Apart from that, they were just under the pump. 14-0 down probably flattered them.
Yeah.
But then to find the gas to win the game is incredible.
Whatever Matt said to Payne Haas in the second half, because he had 4 runs.
He was gassed, yeah. But he'd made like 26 tackles.
Did he do 80? I think he might have. 80 minutes? Yeah. Don't know. I can't remember him not being on the field. Let's have a look at his package. And you've got to understand, doing it without Paddy Carrigan, who's his right-hand man, it was just a mighty effort from Haas.
No, well, he's the best front rower in the game. And, he's come out and he said all he wanted to do in the game is win a premiership. Well, he's 80 minutes away now. So, Nathan, thoughts?
Great, outstanding front row. But yeah, we've touched on how much work they had to get through defensively, the Broncos forward pack. And of course, that's going to gas you. Well, his strength is his running game. We all know that. He's a powerful runner. But you got that second win in that second half after, again, a lot of defence early. But, he's a machine. He's one of the fittest forwards going around. And to do it in the front row, defensively and attack, he's a champion, bloke.
That's what we'll do, boys. Go back to Suncorp Stadium. We're going to have a yarn to Roos Walsh. And Roos, Matty Johns here, mate. Firstly, you must be, I tell you what, you must be proud of your teammates. That was a mighty effort.
Mate, our bloody middles, they worked their backside off for 80 minutes. Man, I love these boys. You know what we're building here at the club, the culture, means a lot more than just a footy game, brother.
Hey, Walshy, it's Fletch, mate. It got a little bit violent out there. Your little mate Ezra was in there throwing punches at Nathan. What was all that about?
Geez, I thought Nate threw the first punch, so good to see Nate's got a bit of dog in him.
Yeah. Walshy, it's Tiny, mate. Just that kick at the end there. You opted not to take it. You gave it to Adam Reynolds. Wise decision.
I know, mate. Bloody, the skipper was telling me all week that he's goal kicking, so I didn't do one bloody rep. So, mate, those moments are for him, mate. I'm his little apprentice. I look up to him. A lot of talk throughout the week of our old bloody skipper, mate, and he stood up in that big moment. I'm so bloody happy for him.
Hey, I tell you what, we're talking about Adam Reynolds before. A lot of pressure on Renault. When with not being out the side, you guys were firing, but I tell you what, that last kick, when you want someone to nail a kick, he's the bloke you want taking it.
Exactly right, mate. You know, those bloody moments, you know, they're for him. You know, my time will come, and I'm just so grateful to be able to, you know, play with a player like that, mate. He does so much for our bloody footy team, and I've got so much love, respect for him, mate, honestly.
Let's hear up there, Reece.
Oh. Mate, I played an Origin game up here, and I tell you what, it wasn't bloody far off it. So, Bronx Nation turned up tonight. You know, the good thing about it is we're not done yet. We've got one more to go.
Righto, Reece. Good on you, mate. Thanks for your time. Have a good week, man. Have a great week. There you go. Boys, for Tony Staggs, I tell you what, Hudson, it's been his best season. He was strong again today.
Yeah, I thought he was awesome, especially in the first half. His defensive reads and the way that he's going after Brian Tyler as well, coming out there out of trouble, and yeah, I thought he was incredible.
Hey, Hutto, this is so both teams that had the week off have gone through to the grand final. How important is it as a player getting that week off?
Yeah, I think it's massive. You've seen the impact that it's had throughout the many years before. No team's ever won it outside of the top four, and I've never won a comp or had the week off, so I can't comment on it too much, but I assume that...
Well, what about when you had the week off in the last round? Did you feel... I know it didn't end well for you.
Yeah, it definitely freshens you up, but
yeah.
There's that sense as well of momentum that you lose, and the cohesion of the team, but I feel like it didn't affect us at all.
No.
We come out and put some points on early, but we just couldn't finish it.
This is a big thing, the 2 days, extra days, and because the other big contributor too, Fletch, is that these two sides, like the Broncos have just played an epic game on a Sunday afternoon in the heat. And like to explain to people, like day football, everyone moves faster. It's harder to defend. It's more draining. And so for Melbourne to be able to sit and have 2 days extra, that's, I mean,
and
we're not going to make a heap of it.
The amount of penalties that were blown on Friday night too. So lack of game time.
Panthers, boys, they'll look back at that and say, well, 14-0 up, and again, in that second half, they just had numerous opportunities, like that close from breaking clear. One more try, and it's almost like we felt if they scored after half time, you know, the floodgates would have went over.
I think that just shows the desperation of the Broncos on the line. Their defence was, you know, we talked about it before, but I thought they earned this win. The second half really showed what sort of team they are. And we spoke at the start of the year. There's all halfway through the year when they lost 3 or 4 in a row. Everyone was saying, "Oh, they're training too hard." But this is why when you train hard in January and February, it sets you up for the back end of the year.
An amazing year, Madge. And I mean, they had that great win at the start of the year, but then they hit a bit of a rough patch. They won 5 of their first 10. They had a very difficult period through the middle of the year. And then a lot of people there were saying, well, look, here's evidence. He's worked them too hard. Players are off him. All that sort of stuff started to happen. But he just...
There was old boys off him as well up there, considering what happened
his guns.
With how he got into the club. So he's had to absorb a lot of pressure there. But as you just said there, Matty, he stuck to his systems, he stuck to his guns. He's won comps before, he knows what to do. He's a successful coach, so it was just about trying to not listen to that external noise and stay in that that tight knit group that he's got there as a team. And now they're, as Fletch said, 80 minutes away from winning a premiership.
Yeah, and the fact he didn't have these halves for 6 weeks. I mean, and they went on that run, which probably set him up for this game.
He's had a big last couple of years. Like, he was you blokes last year, wasn't he? He was assistant coach there.
23.
Defensive coach, was it? Or attack coach?
2023 defensive coach.
A couple of big years. So, like, the State of Origin win, mate, New Zealand beating the Aussie 30-0 in the series at the end of the year, and now this.
Yes. So, well, he'll be shaking hands tonight. But you know who else was shaking hands over the weekend? Jakey Duke with Marnus Labuschagne. Have a look at this one. This is probably one of the best handshakes I've ever seen.
Orcs.
Just for a lighter side things. Look at that.
He went for the slapper.
He went for the... I know that's
and he only got half of it.
Half ahead. It's a bit left field. I thought we'd just try to we have been... It's been quite intense.
It's almost the sort of handshake you give a dying person. Thanks. Righto, let's talk about the Melbourne Storm. They 22-14 over the Sharks. Melbourne, they did it again. Another grand final for the Melbourne Storm. Business as usual for them. It was a tough game. I think if we talk about the Broncos' online defence defining their win, for the Storm, it was just was discipline.
Yeah, and their best players shone at the right time. I thought Munster was the best player on the field, and I was a bit surprised at Nico on that left side not running more at Jerome Hughes, like getting Teague Wilton. He only made 9 tackles, Jerome Hughes. He's coming back from a broken arm and a dislocated shoulder. I thought they might have missed a trick here on that, but Sharks, well, they were brave, but the class of those playmakers, Pappenhausen, Harry Grant and
Munster.
Yeah, when those guys fire, you're not going to beat them, and they all did. They all played some really good footy the other night. Still, no aerial kicks towards Xavier Coates there on the wings, which is still. I don't know whether or not the Sharkies did pressure their kickers quite well. I thought Warbrick on the other wing was absolutely outstanding under the high ball. He was safe as a bank. He carted the ball out of trouble well. So just across the board, 1 to 17, I thought they played really well.
What about Jerome Hughes? I mean, enough has been made. Like 22 days after breaking his arm, he's out there and, mate, starring performance. And
it's not only breaking his arm, he's got surgery.
Yeah.
So they put a plate in, and he wasn't shy.
That fend. I know I've spoken about this. That fend he just puts on there.
Well, you reckon he put the steel in it?
They helped him. I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, watch this here. Let's see, to push out of that there. That's because he's got a steel plate.
Were you surprised, Hudson? Were you surprised that the back rowers Teague Wilton didn't really terrorise him?
Yeah, I was watching the game, and he was doing a really good job in hiding himself. He wasn't really getting back to his 3-man defensive system until probably play 3 or 4. So he did a good job.
Similar to the Cooper Cronk grand final.
He was on the wing.
He was like they couldn't find him, could they?
No, that's true. And it made a big challenge next week for Jerome again.
Yeah,
isn't it? Not as much will be made of it, but still equally as big a challenge. Munster, you said it, Fletch. He was the best player in the field, and I reckon in recent weeks they've been playing too many narrow shapes for Munster, which doesn't help his running game. They opened the field up more, which just gave him a little bit more space. They couldn't outside in him, this sort of stuff. The unorthodox stuff's what he's about.
Yeah, it was like a crafty lock.
Yeah.
The way he was happy to just roll the sleeves up, make 10 metres off a carry, no fuss, found the ground, quick play the ball, let the bigger guys come off the back of that. Just like carries like that, like nothing special.
Yep.
But then when he wanted to have someone come underneath him, he was able to skip across and drop him under.
Their last try that won in the game, that Xavier Coates, that came from Munster, just poking his nose, so he could play the ball.
He was a bit chirpy too. Just saying,
he was full of chirp.
It was good,
mate. I tell you who was outstanding. The 2 big blokes, Tui Kamikamica and Stefano.
Oh, wow. Stefano,
Tui off the bench was one of his best, and Stefano, Hudson, the back after Origin, mate, he's been on fire.
Yeah, he has, mate. And he worked really hard. I was in camp with him, and he trained really hard. And he's back into his season. He's a powerhouse.
Is he quiet sort of bloke? He strikes me as
he's a quiet
very
fella,
quiet.
There was a game against the Eels not long ago, Melbourne v Eels.
It was after
Origin, because I honestly believed his Origin series wasn't great.
Tell him what you really think.
It wasn't great. Well, he wasn't great.
I got a text message halfway through the game. No. I can't repeat it. I can't repeat it.
But anyway,
it's his role on the show. Negative.
But no, he made this run. He made a run against the Eels, and he skittled about half a dozen of them.
Yep.
And that ended up the Storms scored a try for that. Ever since that, I think he's realised, you know what? If I develop a bit of a bump and an offload and a spin, his game's gone to another level.
He's been
his leg speed's improved. Yeah. I think going to Melbourne Storm, and again, I was one of those guys who thought, mate, you've left the Tigers, just. Tough it out. It'll change.
Listen.
It's okay. We believe you, Nathan.
Do not, again, I'll say it again. I'm sounding like a broken record. Do not apologise for negativity.
No, I wasn't negative. I was a bit critical, possibly. Like, I felt for the Tigers. That's what I felt.
Well, they got Terrell May, so sliding doors moment.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yin, yang.
Thoughts on the Sharkies, boys, on their season?
Yeah, I thought it was good, especially the last 9 weeks. Yeah. And when they came and... I heard Fitzy saying that they'll be better for it. I don't believe... I mean, everyone's come out about Nico saying, I didn't think he choked at all.
No,
I thought he actually had a really good game. So...
Yep.
But when they needed him, and this is when they needed their big guys to step up. I think the Sharks, and I'm going to throw Aiden Fanua-Blake in there as well. Like I thought, when they needed them to try and chase a few points, they needed to touch the ball a bit more, and that's about it. They didn't have bad games. I'm not saying they had bad games.
I think the primary thing that beat the Sharks was just the soft penalties they gave away. They gave away about 4 or 5 like offside penalties, and a couple of those early in the game they had Melbourne pinned in the corner pocket. and they just gave away a really cheap penalty. And then Melbourne just went straight down and scored that set. In fact, almost every offside penalty they gave away, Melbourne scored on.
The nicker, when he got held up, I thought that was a bit of a turning point too.
It was.
Turning point.
Yeah. Boys, let's head back to Suncorp Stadium. Benny Hunt's with Jake Duke.
Thanks very much. I'm joined by this man, a legend of the club, a legend of the NRL, Benny Hunt. You're going back to a grand final, 10 years on. How you feeling?
Mate, I honestly don't know how to feel at the moment. I really don't. It's, like you said, 10 years on. It's a dream come true, mate. But like the job's not done yet. Melbourne are an extremely good side. They've got a lot of players that have been in grand finals before, experienced, and I really think we need to play better attack-wise than we did tonight to really beat them.
2 wins now in the finals, and you've come from big margins down. 16 down against the Raiders, 14 down today. How did you do it? What was said?
Yeah, we just wanted to believe at half-time, mate. We talked all week if we could stay near them or close to them for the first half that we could score some points in the second half. We believe that, but obviously you don't want to be 14-0 down against the premiers, main of premiers, and we believe, but it's in the back of your mind there that you're playing a really good side. But it's a huge credit to our boys. We defended huge periods on our line there in that second half, and just a massive win, mate.
You've played a lot of games at this stadium. You ever heard it like it was this afternoon?
Oh, mate, it's got to be up there with some of the best Origins I've ever played here. The noise, the crowd, they were unbelievable, mate, right from the get-go. And Broncos have a huge fan base, mate. It's a real credit to them that they turn out for us every week, and they pack this joint out.
I know the emotions will probably set in, but this is what you came back to the club for, right? To be here and to potentially go and win a premiership with this team. You're within touching distance now.
Yeah, that's it, mate. The whole reason I wanted to come back here was, right some wrongs and get that premiership, and we're there now. But like I said, we've got a job to do. We need to knuckle down this week, and like I said, be a lot better.
Congratulations. We'll see you on grand final day.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, good on you, Jake. I'll tell you what, boys. Wouldn't that be a story? Benny Hunt goes back after all this time and gets the premiership.
Yeah, especially if he gets a Clive. I'd like him to get the Clive.
Yeah. Well, boys, let's talk about next Sunday, Core Stadium Grand Final preview now, brought to you by Regain. And Storm versus the Broncos. Storm have won 17 of the last 19 encounters with the Broncos. Storm have been, historically, Broncos' biggest bogey side. However, last time they met, just a couple of weeks back, Broncos beat the Storm 30-14. Granted, there was no Hughes and there was no Harry Grant, but
they get Carrigan back too, which is a
big
arrested Carrigan.
Arrested Carrigan, so he's had the 2 weeks off. So it's a bit like, it's totally different, contrasting styles, isn't it? It's Melbourne who are quite clinical, and you've got these blokes who, this bloke especially, who just plays off the top of his head. So it's going to be a great grand final.
Yeah, Hudson. So you've obviously played both these sides this year. Who's your tip? Who would you not like to be coming up against in this grand final then?
I think Melbourne. After watching today, how hard that game was, I think Melbourne would be sitting there licking their lips watching that.
Well, I'll tell you, 2006 grand final. Repeated 2006.
Was that Shane Whipke's last grand final?
That was,
Sean Berrigan, Clive Churchill.
It was. You did. 15-8. It was the Broncos over the Storm. In that year, Melbourne absolutely gave the Broncos a hiding all the way through the year. 2 or 3 times. They beat them by 50 in a trial game. They won, I think, the first time they met them, beat them by 40. Very similar the next time, and they just keep getting closer to the Broncos. And then on the night, they knock them over. But
well, I think if it's going to be a close game and it's near the death, you're back in the Broncos. I'm thinking after what we've seen them do the last 2 games, obviously against the Raiders and this week, if they're going to get close enough, I think they know how to carry momentum. And Hudson, you were just saying then in the break, they seem to score a try, and all of a sudden you get that lift out of them straight away.
Yeah, they've just got players that are footy players, and they come alive. As soon as they sense any momentum changing, they all just come alive, and you've seen exactly that today.
What do you think, boys? Who wins?
Oh, gosh. I think the Storm. I just think the kicking game, what we saw from Jerome and Munster the other day.
And Paps is back.
I'm telling you, and the 2 days,
it's a big
extra rest, and considering what the Broncos have just been through, it's a factor. And on top of that, they've got the guy who I still think is the best big game player in the game. That's Munster. I still think, you got Nathan and those guys. I still think Munster's number one.
But I'm just going off this game just now, like to beat Penrith, how good Penrith were and how much ball they had, and to come back and win that, like I I'm starting to kind of lean towards the Broncos.
Oh.
Would you start Ezra? Do you think Ezra starts at
I'd
6?
start exactly how you did.
I'd leave him as is.
Who misses out for Carrigan?
No, well, Smoothie was... he's been good.
Yeah,
Do you keep Ricky on the edge?
Yeah.
Well, he's been there, yeah, I suppose, because you're not replacing a middle for a...
Yeah, true.
Tough decision from Madge.
Yeah.
Leave it to him. We're going to take a break, but as we do, thanks to Mugwell Boots, let's look at some old school big hits from the Broncos and the Storm over the years.
To the receiver. Oh! Petro has gone down. Kidwell must have hit him with a blacksmith's anvil.
Slater's turning away. Now for Turner. For the corner. Hodges. He takes him out. And not for a day.
Blindside Wallace. Oh! Wallace has been knocked base over apex by Anthony Quinn.
Oh, they rush up. Oh, what a shot from Liero. Munster now with it. Oh, Munster! Smashed in the tackle of Turpin.
Our whole life was football. It's strange to describe it. There was a sense of destiny. Most of the people in town have gone, they've made the grand final, they've done their job.
Yeah.
But they don't beat Manly. They never beat Manly. Then all of a sudden we hear someone crying, and we turn around, it's Mark Glanville crying, and he can't talk. And Joey jumped up on Chief's bed and said, we've got him.
Matty Johns looking on, plenty of concern for his brother and for the cause of Newcastle.
He got an injection. The injection absolutely pricked his lung. And I remember Roy Masters was on TV and he said, look, I've seen things like this all the time. There's no way this bloke's going to play. Yeah. As soon as he said that, I knew Joey would.
He must have been a great, great coach, Malcolm.
Ray, he taught us how to be men. We were at the hotel before we went to the game on Grand Final Day. And all he said was, my biggest regret in life is not playing with all you blokes.
And now Paul Harrigan leads the team out.
Chief said to us, boys, no one gets sent off in the grand final. Just follow me.
Harrigan and Carroll up together.
My hair's going up the back of my neck. It's unbelievable.
Down the blind, Andrew John. Inside for Albert. Albert will score. Albert will score.
Then we get off the West Walls End interchange. We looked at the old church and it had God Bless Newcastle, and he added at the end, and he did. Just talk about some of the finals, mate. It goes for 3 weeks.
You know you've made it when you're on face-to-face.
They just said, look, just talk about yourself. I don't know how they knocked it down to 3 weeks.
So did you tell him, like, your middle name's Ray? Did you say anything about that? Because this might explain a little bit. Have a look at this, everyone.
You know a bloke that you played with over the years, Billy Peden?
Certainly.
Tell you a little story. Billy Peden's mother was a sister to my uncle.
Betty Peden.
Uncle Noel gets a message to Mum one day and says, you know, Billy's your second cousin. I said, how's Billy my second cousin? So it turns out that his mother is my uncle's sister.
Well, guess what, Ray?
What?
Billy's our second cousin.
No! Yes, he is. Cousin, come here. Oh, all these years, I knew there was a synergy.
All those years you bagged me. You're bagging a family member.
Oh, no. How's he your second cousin?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're from Cessnock. Yeah, it is.
You're related to Ray.
Related to Billy. Now related to Ray Hadley.
Wow.
Look at that, yeah.
Oh, did you know that?
Sideline
until Ray brought it up?
No, I didn't. But I'm from Cessnock. Everyone's related to each other. Anyone here from Cessnock? Yeah. There we go. There you go, mate. How's Auntie Beryl going? Christmas? Great. Fantastic. Bring the turkey. It's time for Give Me Five. Hudson, hate to bring it up again, but we'll talk about the Raiders game, that last 15 minutes of regular time. I imagine it'd be one you'd be thinking about for a long time, all the teammates. Like I said before, I mean, it won't soften the blow or soften the disappointment, but it is one of the greatest games that I've seen. Have you had the opportunity to watch the game, or will you watch the game?
Yeah, obviously reviewed the game, but I didn't go back and watch all of it. It was still burning me all week, as much as everyone was saying, need to get over it. It was still in the back of your mind, and it was just one of them games that just for whatever reason, we just fell away in that last period, and one that was one of them what-if games.
Hudson, it's one of those, you don't like use things as an excuse, but we were watching it, like it's 100 minutes of like helter-skelter, high-tempo football. We were always questioning, are they going to be able to get up physically and emotionally again? Was it a factor, do you think, the next week against the Sharks?
I don't think so. Our performance staff did a really good job in preparing us, and Sticky looked after us through the week and prepared us really well. And I thought we started the game for the first 38 minutes of that first half. I thought our systems were really good, our energy was high, and everyone was playing really well. And yeah, the Sharks come out and put a great 40 minutes together in the second half.
You and Fletch were just talking there about Ethan Strange. I mean, to wake up the morning of the game and the bloke who brings a lot of the energy to the side, young Ethan, find out he's not playing. Geez, he must have been crook.
Yeah, he was, mate. He was vomiting and had that influenza A, and yeah, he was pretty crook there. And for Strangey to pull out of the game, all the boys knew how sick he must have been, and he turned up the captain's run and wasn't himself. And yeah, it was the next morning there we found out he wasn't playing.
Dally M's Wednesday night, boys. Sticky, you know, he's odds on to be Coach of the Year. Any others you think?
Yeah, I'll stick. Yeah, you'd think he, because everyone was saying that we're going to make the 8. Yeah, Sticky. I'd say Madge. I'd throw Madge in there. Ivan, considering where they were at round 12.
Well, if they'd have gone through to the grand final, I mean, Ivan hasn't won Coach of the Year yet. It's you know, because he's so unassuming and he's sort of just, he's not a guy that doesn't promote himself. I don't know if that goes against him, but it's hard to believe.
Well, so you think Sticky's a front runner?
I think
for the minor premiership and...
Yeah, I think so.
How was Stick after he looked cranky in the press conference. Was he cranky at the end? Yeah, Sharks.
Yeah, which one was he more shitty about? Sharks
I think Sharks. He looked to me really...
Yeah, I think the Sharks, just because we knew what we had to do and go out there and do it. Yeah. But, yeah, we just couldn't execute our game plan, and I think that's probably the most frustrating part as a coach for Stick to have to sit there and watch that.
Yeah.
Now, you shook hands with the Australian coach out there before. Kevin Walder's got the Ashes tour at the end of the year. Hudson will be, I mean, something special. These kangaroo tours are unbelievable. But the first game, you know, for everything you achieve in your career playing for Australia in State of Origin, one that will stand out is playing at Wembley Stadium. So you're available and ready to go?
Yeah, 100%, mate. Anytime you get the chance to represent your country and wear that green and gold, I'll take it with both hands, and fingers crossed to get the opportunity to do it this year. I'm so passionate and love this country so much.
Now, Hutto, you could also you can qualify for Ukraine as well.
Yeah.
So if they get back, I mean, there's a chance they might get back into the World Cup in say the next World Cup.
Yeah. I tell you what surprised me. Matty Nicholson didn't make the English squad. Which that
didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't make it.
Not enough footy under his belt.
I was blown away by that.
Especially with Victor pulling out too.
Yeah, Victor pulled out. I think there's So it was big bloke. Geez, he's had a great start to the year, Matty Nicholson.
Yeah, he was awesome, mate. Before he broke his ankle there, and yeah, he hit the ground running really well, and I'm really excited to see how he goes after another full pre-season and to start the year.
Now, Hudson, you're not just a rugby league player, you're an entrepreneur as well.
Yes.
You brought in your supplements here for us. Tell us a little bit about these little bad boys here. Young Supplements, Future Mass.
Young Supplements is a company that I started about 12 months ago, and yeah, it's something that I've created for athletes, and it's safe and tested, and yeah.
So is it more for your young athletes with your muscle gain and whatnot? Is there anything for the older athlete or former athlete that can potentially just strip fat quite easily?
Does it help hangovers? I was going to ask.
We'll throw you on the blacklist, mate.
Yeah.
Are you in it by yourself? Is it just you?
Yeah, it's just me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. How do we buy them? It's just online at.
Yeah, buy them online at youngsupplements.com.au, and.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, thought about the name? Like you're happy with Young Supplements?
Yeah, well, the reason why I did Young Supplements because it's for younger athletes, and I thought my last name's Young and it's for younger players.
There we go.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hudson. Of course, you're a Novocastrian. You're a Maitland Boyd, played at the Knights. Well, another former Knight up there, Adam McDougall. He came out with something. He did pretty good out of his man shake.
Yeah.
What is something like 450 million?
Is that all?
Yeah. That's
But
I mean, can you live on that?
He targeted at overweight men.
Yes.
Which, I mean...
He did.
He did very, very well.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
But the good thing is his catchphrase was, you can still enjoy all the beer.
is what he said.
That was part of his. I think that was part of his catch.
I think the first bit
which I
was,
kind of went, you know what?
Lose the weight without losing the beer,
Yeah,
which
that's
I
what it
found
was.
very important.
That was a good gimmick.
Very,
we
very
need,
gimmick.
we need a tagline. Hutto.
Yeah. Mine's fuel in the future.
Oh, there you go. Fuel the future. That's heaps better.
Fuel in the future.
For the young of mind and young of heart.
Yes.
Boys, just another quick one too. Can I give a shout out to the Burleigh Bears, in particular Luke Bird, old teammate of mine. They won the Q Cup up there yesterday afternoon or last night, so that's well done to Luke Bird and the Burleigh Bears up there. I think it's his second crack at a grand final. He got knocked off the other year, but managed to get one this year. So I think there'll be a good stepping stone for Birdie for future NRL employment, because he's a very handy coach. He knows how to talk to the younger kids these days and get his point across without having the rant and rave. So well done to Birdie up there in the Burleigh Bears.
Well done to the boss up there, the Burleigh Bears, too, an old teammate of mine, Damien Driscoll. He's the boss up there and been doing great things. So well done, Driscoll. He was an average player, but obviously a very good player.
Similar to Luke Bird,
Yes. Now, boys, overnight, incredible finish to a game of football, St Helens versus Leeds. Now, this was elimination semi-final. What we're about to see is the final play of the game. Leeds are leading St Helens 14-12, and St Helens get a penalty with one play to win the game. Have a look at what happens.
So, a season of 27 rounds.
It's going high.
And here in the playoffs, and it comes down to this last play as to which team goes on from here. Sailor. This now is Wellesby. Lomax is involved. Lomax out wide. Leeds desperate to put hands on bodies to stop things from happening. Whitley. Sailor. It's with Robertson. Cuts back on the inside. So many bodies ahead of him. Roberts for the outside. Ducks underneath tackles. Robertson plays it back. A flick back to the middle. Whitley now. Lomax. Oh, they're going to score. They're going to score. It's going to be a dive for the line for Shane Wright. Have you ever seen anything like that? That is utterly extraordinary.
Tristan Sailor. It'll be fantastic over there.
Tristan. Good. So they'll play. Do they play Hull KR?
Yeah, they do.
And Wigan will play.
Lee. Wigan play Lee, the Lee Leopards, of course, of Adrian Lamb, doing very good.
All right. Now it's time for a quiz. So get around this. This is called a very sneaky quiz. So we know Ricky Stewart here. This is for you, Hudson. Yes. So we're going back in time and some more current sort of stuff. It's a quiz where what happens next. So we'll show you a bit of footage. We'll pause it, and then you have to tell us what happens next. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. Question 1: what happens next here? So we'll roll the tape and stop. What does Ricky do here?
Dummy and run.
Dummy and run.
Dummy and
okay.
run.
Roll the tape. Ooh. Unfortunately, no.
I've got him back.
Through an intercept.
Oh, the next one.
Now, our next one is in exactly the same game, pretty much not long after this. What happens next here? Hudson?
No, this is his dummy and run.
Is it? Stop the tape. What do you reckon he does here?
Dummy.
Are you sure?
Yeah. He showed it to me before.
All right, yes. There he goes. Of course, yeah, this is the match winner.
What a game.
Gives it to Mal. Yeah, the Aussies were gone.
Where was that?
That was Old Trafford, Manchester.
Okay, now it's in more recent times. What happens next here, Hudson? Roll the tape. Roll the tape here. What happens next?
Celebrate.
What does he actually do when he celebrates? What happens?
His calf.
Roll the tape.
Is it?
Oh, yes. We got the other vision. I think we got more vision of it in the dressing rooms. No, we got rid of that one. Thank you very much. Okay, here he is. He's sticking in the dressing room. Yeah, spit there. Get rid of that. Okay, question 5. Okay, so have a listen to this. What does Ricky say next in the press conference? Roll the tape.
Salmon kicked Tommy. It ain't on. And I've had history with that kid. I know that kid very well.
Stop the tape. now this has become quite the rugby league, a part of a rugby league vernacular. What does he say?
Weak dog and cat.
Roll the tape. Roll the
He was
tape.
a weak-gutted dog as a kid, and he hasn't changed now. He's a weak-gutted dog person now.
Okay, Rick, okay, let's go up. Now, this one here, this is another press conference. What does Ricky get in this press conference? Roll the tape.
The supporters aren't idiots. You only had to listen to them tonight. I walk into the change rooms, I got...
What does he get?
Fine.
No. something. You can jump in, boys.
Oh, can we give him a hint?
Yeah.
Is this the? Does he get texters?
He does.
He gets hundreds of texters.
He doesn't. He gets 47 to be precise. Roll the tape.
47 texts. I never turned my phone on after the game, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't wrong in what I was thinking tonight. 47 texts.
The last one, this is good memories. Going back to 2002, this is after the game when we won the comp. What does Ricky whisper in my ears?
Oh, what did he say?
Well, that my question is. Roll the tape. Stop the tape. What does Ricky say to me there?
Did you say you get 26-1 in that last try?
Did you say 28 grand just jumped in the kick?
He said, how much did you have on the last try scorer? Yes, correct. There's the quiz.
We'll take a break. Coming up next, we're great finals. Stay with us.
The Ryder Cup was back.
The noise, the build-up, the atmosphere, the energy. I mean, it's incredible.
One for the ages.
Golf's great gladiatorial contest. There is nothing quite like a Ryder Cup.
Oh, what a game of football. 16-14, the Broncos over the Panthers. They just hung in there and just incredible. They go through to the grand final, playing the Melbourne Storm. Repeat the 2006 grand final. This is a big moment here for Adam Reynolds. Mate,
Does he kick it?
Cool as cucumber. Bush knocked us through. Huge moment in Renault's career. Righto, now Ivan and Nathan Cleary have just spoken at the press conference.
You get around that, you must have felt like you had control of that game for most of the game.
Oh, no, I didn't feel like that. I thought the first half, obviously we did some good things, that we defended really well. Scored the points sort of when we needed to, but it was never going to be, just the way the year's gone, particularly their year as well. It was. I didn't feel like we were in control of the whole game. No, I thought the second half we were, generally speaking, I thought we were on the back foot quite a bit, and then just couldn't kind of those little moments you need just to get some extra possession or just sort of going their way, which kind of happens when it looked like they'd been all fuel in the tank, to be honest. So disappointing result, but we were in there swinging all the way to the end, and but ultimately, not quite good enough.
So that ball in the tank, Ivan, do you feel like the boys were gassed towards the end there? Like it's been a big year and a really big final series.
We definitely looked in the second half. We looked, fatigued. They were obviously coming home and coming hard, and there's some little moments there where, you get back-to-back sets where that seemed to happen a lot. And then when we got we did defend and when we got the ball back, we just didn't seem to have, we couldn't do enough where, it was just sort of, we're under pressure again. So anyway, that's how I felt.
Yeah, class act, Ivan Cleary. whether he won or lost, same demeanour.
Yeah, you couldn't tell.
Yeah. There you go. Now,
I was going to say he has won 4 comps in a row, so I think look,
he's put himself. Yeah, he's not really under pressure next year.
No, I think he's safe. I think he's safe.
Right. Yeah. Now it's time for great finals upsets, brought to you by Samsung Gemini.
Plays it back to Ellison. Off it goes to Baker. Up goes the bomb, the one they've been working for, and they go up for it. Niscott throws the pass. Ackery gets it to Hardy. Hardy scores. South Sydney have hit the front. Well, Taylor, he's over to the left. They're pointing at him. Walters, I don't know whether he was directly behind. Taylor goes for the shot. Taylor, he's got it. Taylor, he's got it. North Sydney lead by a point.
Here is Furman. Furman scores. Cowboys' third try. 3 tries in the first half and 2 in 2 minutes.
And 2 minutes and 20 seconds remain. Rapati, a fend on Folau, a pass to Vadavai. He goes inside and away from Cronk. He gets away from Jeremy Smith. He gets the ball to Michael Witt. Michael Witt is going to score. What's he doing? Ball down. Put the ball down, son. And he does eventually. And the Warriors have got home. Shows it to Young, behind Smith. He goes to Hornby. Out to Sherwood. Intercepted by Eric Grove. Eric Grove is away. And his closest rival is the referee. Gross scored 95 metres of it.
They've blown it. They've gone to Grunson. Sauer now will have to shoot. I'm telling you, I don't think the Roosters are onside. Sauer has kicked it from downtown. Sauer has kicked an absolute pearler. The Penrith Panthers are 1 game away from a grand final. They have toppled the Roosters by 1.
Pointy, the one we saw Guru score there, Eric Grove. That was 2009?
Yes, yeah. So we played them last round. They beat us 30-something to nil. Then we followed up again because then we finished 8th. They finished 1st. Yeah, and then we won that first semi, and then Dragons got knocked out back-to-back.
Amazing run here.
Yes,
and that try, amazing. Yeah. Right, we're going to take a break. We've got Hammy coming up next. You see it all the time, don't you? Welcome back. Sorry, nearly caught us to be backstabbing someone there. It's okay. It's just fun.
Danny Gordon.
Yeah, I know. It's all right. He'll be all right. It's fun, though, isn't it? It's good, isn't it?
Makes you feel better about yourself.
To drag others through the mud just makes you feel better. I'm serious. Welcome, Hammy. Welcome, mate.
Thank you. There you go, mate. I'm very good. What a final series it's been. Maybe the best final series ever. Then very impressively in the break there, Brian just threw a bit of paper in Nathan's drink. So I'm flying.
Yeah, paper. Yeah, it was paper. Yeah.
Some blokes just can't help themselves, I suppose, Hammy.
Yeah.
Now, people having a crack.
Yeah, as you'll be well aware by now, Sportsbet, of course, proud supporters of people having a crack. Now, you mentioned, Hindy, that the Queensland Cup final happened yesterday, Burleigh Bears and North Devils. I just want to shout out this bloke in the pre-game for having a crack at belting out the national anthem, but being badly let down with a microphone. We're going to cop the whole thing here. Starts off okay.
Good voice.
Yeah.
Strong, dude. I like the double-breasted coat.
Beautiful double-breasted coat. So it'll drop out of... He's got a big finish in him as well.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's just nightmare fuel. Big finish coming. Good on him for having a crack. But maybe just lip sync like Snoop Dogg next time.
You know what I think we should do? We should offer him an opportunity to come on the show this Thursday and finish the year on our show.
What a fantastic opportunity.
You've got to wear the suit, though. It's got to be the same suit.
And we need a wind machine in his face. Just get that hair.
And the
I'll blow on his face like that.
Really is.
I meant that. I meant that.
We're going to leave that one alone.
Sorry, Mum.
I was going to say grand final head-to-head, but no, to you next. Now, the odds, grand final.
Oh, yeah, the grand final. So, look, the market's just gone up. These sides have both played each other once through the season. They've won one each. I think the extra 2 days is going to come into play here, and that's been reflected in the market there. The Storm have gone up as the favourites. The Broncos slight outsiders, but I tell you what, it's going to be some sort of game next Sunday.
Yeah, Clive Churchill.
Yeah, Clive Churchill. That's the point end of the market. Some very familiar names there. Obviously, Munster and Grant lead the way for the Storm. Payne Haas is there. But for me, Reece Walsh. I love a lot of things about Reece Walsh. I think there's two things. He takes his hydration very seriously, as we've seen through the season. Yeah. And he's going all in on it at the moment as well. He's got a special mug that he's been drinking out of. Have a look at this. A little toilet mug. Look at that. So he's really leaning into it. And he leaves no stone unturned as well on the training paddock, which I like as well. He's pushing the boundaries here. Have a look at this, Drew. What's going on here?
Oh, the disruptor.
Talk about using your noodles. Look at that. So he's going all in. So I reckon Reece Walsh, he's been best back at Sportsbet as well. Oh, one other thing about that as well, you can actually same-game multi that into your same-game multis for grand final as well. And it's moved. So it used to have its own tab. It's now moved into the grand final market.
Nice. Nice. Now, NRLW grand final, the Roosters against the Broncos.
Yeah, this is the grand final we all have been asking for all year. We've got the two best teams in the competition. Now, the Broncos, they look pretty good in their prelim. Very, very dominant performance. They've gone up favourites. Roosters had to work a bit harder. They had last year's grand final opponents, only won by a point. But I tell you what, this will be some sort of game as well.
Yeah, good on you, Hammy.
Yep, pleasure.
Good show, mate. Hudson, good on you, mate. Hey, great place on the season. Good luck with the selection, too. Good luck with the supplements.
Thank you.
Yeah. A final word to you, Hammy.
Yes.
The City of Brisbane. They won the AFL Grand Final. They're in the Grand Final for the the NRLW and the NRL. Do they make it a triple?
I think so. Triple threat.
There you go. Triple threat. We'll see you on Thursday, boy.